Hey everyone, welcome back to UFOs and Strange Things. Today I've got some UFOs as well as some strange things. As usual, if you guys like this video, please like, share, subscribe, or give me a thumbs up. At the end of this video, I will have my email as well as my email in the description. If you guys have anything that is, UFOs, strange, anything that is tasteful that you guys want to share with the public, send my way and I'll make a video of it. Anyway, as usual, I put the first picture first and how many or how many things I found in that photo. As you just saw, this one picture had 87 different things in it. Now, that doesn't mean that there's 87 individual things. It's 87 photos that have 1 to 6 different things in it. As you will see, there's some of them that have one. Most of them have one. There's a few that'll have two. There's a few that'll have three. Here in a minute, there's going to be a color enhance, something you really can't see too well. The color enhance doesn't show up too much, but here's the photo I was talking about. It's kind of hard to see. It's right in the center to a little bit of the left. There's a little bit of a light circle. You'll see the color enhance here in a second. It really didn't help a whole lot. I'm hoping on a bigger screen it'll show up a lot better. Not all of these are going to need to be pointed out. Most of them are pretty obvious. This one right here, there's a close up of it right after this. The close up looked a little strange. It looked like it had some interesting things inside of it, like right there. It almost looked like a eye or a window of a ship or what have you. Um, this was amazing how many things were in this one photo. As usual, my wife and I are sitting out in the back watching the kids play, and I decided to take a picture every now and then. And this was the first of 5, I think, that I took that day. I had one a little bit later in the afternoon. That makes the 5th. Usually I only do one that north, south, east, and west. That way I get basically a full coverage of everything. Some of these are kind of hard to see, like this one. There's one in the center and up to the right. Some of them are pretty obvious. Um, I don't know what to think of all of these. I've never seen so many things in one picture. I mean, yeah, sometimes I get 15, sometimes I get 20 little objects in one picture that are, and some of them are kind of, iffy, like, oh, it may be an object, it may not be. But the ones that may or may not have been an object, I didn't even bother to put on here because there were so many things. It was pointless to put the ones that just may or may not have been anything. Like this one, you got three. You got the black one to the left, or possibly six. You got three black ones from the top. Excuse me, and then there was two white ones below, so I guess that's five, not six. But here's another one. Here's one on each side. There's possibly something on the right side of the white dot on that one. Like I said, there's so many things that just blew me away. I started at the top of this picture, and if you go back and look at the beginning, there's like a triangle of the trees. I worked in that, and that's where most of these pictures came from. And then I worked my way from the left to the right, and basically started off the top half of the screen, and then, like I said, moved from left to the right, and everything I got in the top half of the screen, and then I started from the left to the right again on the bottom half of the screen. And here in probably about 10 or 11 pictures, you'll start to see the bottom half of the screen. This was right below the sun. There was a lot of these little light things that didn't look as bright as these, but they were there. I don't know. Like these three. And there was another one behind or lower than this that was a little bit further away. There's one coming up in a while that had 5 different lights on it that almost make a half circle. And this one was pretty cool. There was that little triangle at the lower left and then a circle. Here's another one. Here's the next one coming up was pretty interesting. There was a lot of these little roundish looking things. There was some coming up that you can almost look like they may have been a bubble, like a sphere, or I don't know how to explain it. They look just like a bubble. It has the bubble reflection and all that. I don't remember if it's on this one or not. This one was the round thing in the center and possibly the two things to the right of the center. But like here's one that's at least five. One, two, three, four. Yeah, there's five that does a partial circle. They're pretty clear. I'm hoping that they show up better on the big screen, or at least on whatever screen you look at this. If you watch this on your phone, you're probably not going to see too many of these, but if you watch it on your TV, you'll probably see most of them. This shape was pretty common. This triangle shape seems to be showing up a lot. Uh, Lately, the more, I guess, well, we've been kind of covered in the smoke, so we haven't been able to take a whole lot of photos. Apparently, Canada's been on fire for a while, and we've been under a nice cloud of smoke where you couldn't really see the sky very well, so I haven't taken any photos. Like I said, these photos were taken on, I think January, no, August 1st. So all five of these photos that we're going to be going through was done on August 1st of 2017. Um, I think it was pretty close to 1ish, 1:30. You can see at least four, if not five on that one. Here's another one where there's at least four that are arcing to the left. Obviously there's two there, one toward the top right and the center left. Um, Now these, there was a whole bunch around the light, or excuse me, not the light, but around the sun. Here's another, that round thing close to that, but in another one. Um, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think these are? I'm pretty sure they're UFOs because otherwise they wouldn't be showing up this clearly. Clouds don't have a shape. And you can see the sun streak going through most of these photos. Like here, the sun streak is to the left. On the next one, it's going to be pretty close to the same area. You can see the sun streak going down the center with the triangle looking thing with the dot, with possibly a circle around that. There's three more. There's two more. Possibly three, one between those two, if not another one to the right of that. There's another two. The black dots I usually don't pay a whole lot of attention to because they could be anything. They could be anything from a bird to, most of them aren't planes because you can see when a plane flies by, you can hear it. Like I've said in the past, we live close to the Portland airport, so we do have a lot of air traffic. But when you see an airplane go by, it's obviously an airplane. When during the day, you can see it light up from the sun. You can tell it's an airplane. We're not getting as many chemtrails nowadays, but we're still getting them. It's like today, I took a couple pictures that I'll get in the future. You'll be able to, when I get these, you'll be able to see that kind of looked a little weird how the clouds were basically in a grid. There's a line from the left to the right and a line from the right to the left. Um, like I said, in the next video I do, we'll have those photos. Um, I try to get, if I can, some of the side stuff so you can see where on the picture these were. Um, there's so many different pictures of this photo, I don't recall exactly where every single thing was. But like I said, if you wanted to take your time and look at all these pictures, you can find every single thing that I have from that original picture. Like I said, I don't know how to do CGI. I'm really not very good at computers. My wife's pretty good at computers. I suck at it. She's the one that kind of got me going on this and kind of showed me how to get going, and I figured it out from there. Um, I don't know. It's not my bag of tricks. Computers. I mean, I can build a house, but I can't make a computer program or make something out of nothing. This one's kind of hard to see. It's directly in the center. You can see the tree to the very top left. This one is at the very top, and between the two, these are in between the two branches. There was a couple of dark things on that one that might have been something. You can see the one in the center and the top center, and a couple black things around it, but I'm not quite sure. Excuse me. Here's three more that were making a triangle. This one's kind of hard to see, but it's directly in the center. The ones that are hard to see, I try to put in the center. I try to get every picture that I find or everything that I find in the center because if you guys have to look for it, it's going to be kind of hard to find. Here's one that's in the center left and the upper right. The other things I think are just from blowing up the picture. Here's possibly three. There's a white and a black one, and then a white one towards the right. This one only has 9 different things in it. Now, if you looked at the first picture and then the second picture, I only moved the camera probably 2 or 3 feet, and there was only 9 things in this photo versus the 87 different photos in the other one. So in that half a second to 3/4 of a second, everything that was in the first 87 photos was not in these photos. These were all in different places. It was, I don't know how to explain it. They were all just different. Here's one close to the tree. Yes, it does look upside down, but if you look straight up in the sky, everything kind of does look upside down. That one's obvious. The next one's going to be right in the center. That one's kind of iffy. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but there was a lot of things in this picture that were kind of iffy, so I just said screw it, because, I mean, what's the point? I've seen iffy stuff with all of this. This one's kind of in the center, a little bit higher than center to the right side. This next one will have 11 photos as well. There was some weird stuff in the sun reflection when it went below the roof. You'll see it here in a little bit. There was this black thing. I usually don't do black things, but that one was pretty obvious. I saw it a couple different times, so I figured I'd throw it in there. Like I said, I don't like to do a lot of the black things. This one was a little hard to see. We'll have some color enhanced here in a second. It's basically in the center. Um, your guess is as good as mine what that is. You let me know what you think it is. Like I said, there's 11 different things in this. This is what I used at the beginning. This was one of the weirdest things that we caught. There's possibly one in the lower right as well. That's pretty obvious right in the center. So many things. This one's right between the 2 branches. If it would have been anything that was on the branches, we would have saw it a lot clearer. Another little triangle. Here in a second, we're going to be coming up with, that one's kind of hard to see. It's mainly on the right. I don't know, a few inches from center. Now this stuff was kind of weird. This was in the roof line or in the shadow. I'm not quite sure why these showed up. These circles are really odd. I've been catching a lot of these weird circles, and this was on the roof and gutter line, so it shouldn't have made any of these. I don't know. Your opinion would be great. This one has 31 different pictures. Like I said, I start at the first half, work my way from left to right, and then work my way from left to right at the bottom half. So all first half of these pictures will be on top, and then the last half will be on the lower. Um, I try to get as many of the objects into one picture so you don't have to keep looking at all these boring photos. These were 2 different spots, and some was like to the left and some was to the right. I tried to blow it up to where I could get all 4 of them at the same time, but it just wouldn't show up clearly. That last one had 3. This one has 1 right in the center. Possibly something to the left of that, but not 100% sure. Here's another pair. There seem to be a lot of pairs. Pairs and 3 of a kind. A lot of this one I only had 2. Or no, I'm sorry, that had 3. This one has possibly 2. You got the dark things to the left, plus the 2 dark things on the bottom left. So many different things. You guys decide what these things are. That one's pretty obvious. This is one of my longest videos I've made yet. I usually don't have 17 or 20-minute videos because I try to make them as fast as possible because people are busy and nobody wants to spend a whole lot of time sitting there looking at the same pictures. But as you can see, all these are different. This one's kind of hard to see. It's right in the center. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's another one. Now, those other 2 lines to the left of that, I'm pretty sure are just from blowing up the pictures. A lot of times when you blow up the pictures, you get weird little dark spots and light spots that just don't look like anything. This one's kind of a little to the right of center. There's a couple objects there. One almost in the center and one to the left of that. Possibly something towards the middle on the bottom. These two I wasn't so sure about, but I figured I'd throw them in there anyway. That one's pretty obvious. You can tell all these photos are in different parts of the screen because if you move around on the screen, they're different colors. It's easier to see when you're doing the editing like I am to see how every single picture is a different color, so it lets you know that these are different parts of the picture. There's one, possibly two, if not four. Some of the black things on these photos, this one right here, you're about to have a color enhance. It's a little to the left of center. Not the easiest to see, but it's showed up a little bit better with their color enhanced, but not a lot. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. And that one's pretty obvious as well. It's quite often now I catch a bunch of stuff around the sun. The sun reflects or stops these objects from hiding. Because when we're looking up in the sky, you can't see any of this. None of this is visual. So all of these photos are of stuff that we didn't see. We just had the feeling to go take a picture. Because there's no way you're going to see these with your eyes. They're so dinky. I mean, this one's got another 11 pictures. This one's alright. This one actually had quite a few things in it. They were just kind of hard to differentiate between what was blowing up too big or what was little dots. Um, there were so many on the first one, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to the rest of them. Um, this one, like I said, this one had probably 20, 30 different things in it, but most of them were kind of iffy, so if they were iffy, I didn't feel you guys needed to waste your time watching them. I tried to get the best ones I could and blow it up to the point where you could still see its shape, but not actually screw it up, because a lot of these have, when you get too big, they have a lot of like squares and crap that kind of change the way they look. I've got two more photos. Here's one to the last one. This shape seems to pop up a lot. This one, all these photos had that shape and that shape, I don't know, probably 20, 30 times each. Anyway, if you guys like this video, please give me a like, share, thumbs up, or if you guys have any unusual, strange UFOs, whatever, send them to my email at mj420babies@gmail.com. You guys have a great one, and I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.